Welcome back to our channel. We're gonna learn about a little from Marshmallow.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Rosie Talley, children's author and history lover. This is Past and Pen, where history and storytelling collide. In each episode, I'll uncover a real story from the past, share a must-read book list, and offer a writing prompt to spark your creativity. Are you ready to jump into the past to write a new story? Let me tell you a story, not a ghost story or a tale of ancient curses. It does begin in ancient Egypt, and it does involve a kind of a magic, not the wand-waving kind, but the sort that soothes a sore throat and centuries later sweetens your hot cocoa. This is the story of the marshmallow. Long before they found their way into s'mores or settled atop mugs of steaming chocolate, marshmallows began as something else entirely. A medicine. Their origin lies in the sticky, marshy banks of rivers and wetlands, where a pale pink flower called Althea officinalis quietly grew. To the ancient Egyptians, this mallow plant was more than just a pretty bloom. Its root contained a thick sap, gooey and strangely comforting, that was believed to hold healing power. Mixed with honey, it became a soothing balm for sore throats, stubborn coughs, and even wounds. It wasn't a treat, it was a remedy, a gift from the marsh. Now, if you're wondering what the original medicine might have tasted like, well, the sap on its own is thick and a bit bitter and not exactly candy-worthy. But mixed with honey, it was probably pretty decent, especially compared to other ancient remedies, like garlic paste or fermented fish. Not marshmallow fluff, but soothing enough when your throat is aching. For centuries, this natural cure was used in traditional medicine, but in the 1800s, across the sea in France, something changed. French confectioners took the same mallow root extract and began blending it with sugar, water, and egg whites, sometimes flavoring it with rose water. They whipped it into a frothy meringue and molded it into delicate, sweet shapes. It was still sold for sore throats at first, but now it tasted wonderful. Healing, maybe, but delicious. By the late 19th century, the medicinal candy was well on its way to becoming pure confection. And then the big shift, gelatin. In the early 20th century, candy makers discovered that gelatin could mimic the mallow sap's texture, only faster, cheaper, and with a longer shelf life. The actual mallow plant was left behind, and just like that, marshmallow was reborn. Fluffier, squishier, entirely indulgent. So the next time you slide a marshmallow onto a stick and roast it to golden perfection, remember that humble little puff of sugar started its life as a remedy pulled from the roots of a swampy flower. Pretty sweet, isn't it? It's time for some more stories. Here's today's reading list. Sweet, A History of Candy by Johnny A.R. Wills. This is a book that is a delicious dive into the history of candy, including marshmallows. It's filled with fun facts about how your favorite treats were created. The Story of Chocolate by Katie Danes. It's part of a young reading series, and this is an engaging book that explains how chocolate was first discovered, how it was used by ancient civilizations, and how it became the treat we know today. It's a great introduction to food history for young readers. The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Catley. This is a fun and imaginative story where a boy gets the magical touch that turns everything into chocolate. It's a sweet treat for the imagination. Marshmallow, an Easter and springtime book for kids. Okay, I know it's not Easter anymore, but this is a beautifully illustrated story that tells us of a fluffy white bunny named Marshmallow and his surprising friendship with a tabby cat. And I have a few more options that you'll definitely want to check out in my show notes and on my website after you finish watching or listening to this show. Now it's time to treat yourself to a writing prompt. Imagine you're in ancient Egypt and you just created a new remedy using a magical plant that you found. Write in your journal about your new medicine. Would it be something that heals, soothes, or even works in a surprising way? Describe your medicine and what it does. If you create something from today's writing prompt, I would love to read it. Send it to me at pastandpen@gmail.com, and I might read it on a future episode. Thank you so much for joining me as we explore the past and let our pens do the talking. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, leave a review. It helps more curious minds like yourself to discover the show. You can find resources and the writing prompt on my website. And don't forget to check out that extended reading list. I have so many good options this week. The link's in my show notes. And if you know somebody who would enjoy this, share it with them. New episodes drop every other Tuesday at 4 p.m. So mark your sundials, set your hourglasses, or just let history repeat itself and tune in. Check out my Patreon. Starting at just $1, you'll unlock fun perks like birthday shoutouts, early access to new episodes, and even a chance to have your voice featured on the show. Each month, you'll receive a new password to use on my website where you can record your answer to the question of the month. We have a new question. Here it is. If you could interview any historical figure or a book character, who would you choose and what would be your first question? I can't wait to hear your answers. Stay curious and keep writing your story.
Subscribe to my channel.